In the days, most of the time, you would wait for someone to make the first move. It might be on the first date, it might be the third date, whatever. It could be the man, it could be the woman. But now, all my friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move. All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting, it's the third date, fourth date, a week later, he hasn't gone in for the kiss, he doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked my dude friends that are single, and they were like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story anymore. I ain't touching nobody. And it sucks because the Me Too movement is so strong and so powerful for the people that need it, but it shouldn't ruin the maturity that we should have within intimacy and relationships.
Well, isn't this a delightful consequence of the Me Too movement? Men everywhere are now shaking in their boots at the mere thought of approaching a woman, terrified of being labeled as harassers or worse. It's like a minefield out there for them. One wrong move, one misplaced word, and boom, their reputation is blown to smithereens. Who knew that showing interest in someone could be so perilous? Thanks Me Too for making the dating game even more challenging. Now, not only do men have to worry about impressing women, but they also have to navigate a maze of potential accusations and misunderstandings. Fun times indeed. But it does make you wonder, is dating women worth all the trouble? Is it worth almost ending up in jail? I think a lot of younger men are saying no to that. And this is reflected in the dwindling dating and marriage rates.
So my question is why? Why is it that the younger generation, why do you guys not do that? Why do you not walk up to women anymore? Why do you not try to go further along after you've gotten the number and start an initial conversation? Was it, I don't know, I'm so new to this dating world, this new generation. Is it you're intimidated? Because I know about intimidation. I actually did a post a couple posts back about being so shy. Since then, I've done a complete 180, and now I'm just like, you know what, like I'm walking up to people and I'm gonna introduce myself because I'm like, what is there to lose?
Well, it seems the men have decided to throw in the towel on dating. Who can blame them, really? After all, why bother when all they seem to get from the women of the world is disrespect and disappointment? It's like playing a game where the odds are always stacked against you, and the only prize at the end is emotional turmoil, financial loss, and potentially losing custody of your children. So, thanks a lot, women, for ruining it for everyone. It's really funny because women, especially younger ones, are known for their pickiness and high standards, but later act shocked when they find themselves in a bit of a predicament. In their prime, they were the ones calling the shots, setting the bar impossibly high for potential partners. But now, as the dating landscape shifts and evolves, they seem to be clinging to the belief that they'll still have it easy. It's almost laughable, really. The women who once turned up their noses at anyone who didn't meet their lofty expectations are now finding themselves struggling to find someone who meets even their most basic criteria. It's a classic case of delusion, thinking that they can still have their pick of the litter when the reality is quite different. Perhaps it's time for the women to take a step back and reassess their approach to dating. Maybe it's time to lower those sky-high standards and be a bit more realistic.
There's been a lot of conversations about why single women who are childless are the happiest women on the planet, and I'll give you a few reasons why. I'm single, childless, 39, and I live in Brooklyn. I am not responsible for the emotional labor of a man-child. I don't have to clean up after someone else because they'll get to it later. I'm not showing up for somebody who's barely making an effort and then throwing a tantrum when I ask for the bare minimum. I make my own money, and I get whatever I need and want for myself whenever I want to. I have an amazing apartment. I'm an aunt to 5 amazing children, which is arguably better than actually having them, because I get to give them back. And I refuse to ever believe when women would tell me I was too picky. Even though their husbands have like gambling and porn addictions. So ultimately, if a great guy comes around who's willing to be an equal partner, awesome. I'm totally down for that. Otherwise, I'm good.
Now this is what a person who's trying their hardest to cope looks like. This is what happiness looks like when you're lying to yourself. Would you look at those bags under her eyes? It's like they're screaming, "I cry myself to sleep every night." She's hit the wall so hard, It's like she's playing a game on the highest difficulty setting and failing miserably. She can try to deceive herself, but the wall sees all and knows all. It's funny she's talking about a quote-unquote great guy coming along. Whatever poor soul ends up with this fossil has our condolences.
Garbage. I'm so tired of having this conversation with you. Stop making it about you! I don't know how many times I have to say that. And then he was like, well, you seem pretty pissed. Yeah, I get pissed off when I'm dealing with incompetence.
Oh, the irony is almost too delicious to ignore. The women, once the epitome of confidence and selectivity, now find themselves resorting to online forums to bemoan their dating woes. How the mighty have fallen. It's truly a spectacle to behold, watching these once proud individuals screaming and crying into the void about how unfair it all is. They seem unable to comprehend that their own unrealistic expectations and behavior might be contributing to their lack of success in the dating world. Instead of taking a long, hard look in the mirror and acknowledging their own role in their predicament, they choose to blame everyone else. It's always the fault of the other person for not being good enough, not meeting their impossible standards. But hey, at least they have their online echo chambers to commiserate with. Perhaps it's easier to drown in self-pity than to confront the harsh reality that their sense of entitlement and delusions of grandeur have led them down this sorry path. So let them cry and scream all they want. The rest of us will be out here in the real world laughing at them.
Most of the time I love being single. I am very comfortable being single, but tonight I hung out with friends and I had a great time, and then I was driving home and I started feeling this like wave of depression and anxiety, and I wasn't really sure what it was related to or where it was stemming from. And then I got home and I felt like just so sad and lonely, and I walked into my empty apartment and I thought, God, I wish that I had someone who could just hold me right now. Like, I wish that I had someone who could just take care of me, because I have to take care of myself every single day and it's fucking exhausting, and I just want someone to take care of me every now and then.
What can I say, except that this is all well-deserved, and they can blame no one but themselves. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.